Hi, my name is Freya and I want to share a short listening exercise for you to try. Now, this is really simple and it's something that I've used multiple times with my own work, but it's also, I think, interesting listening in a focused way because as a practice, this has been used really diversely across contexts, for example, in ways that are really explicitly political and about invoking action. They might be around praxis, or they could be, for example, more interpersonal or non instrumental witnessing. So it's something quite interesting to play with. And what I'm going to do is play three sound extracts without context. So they're from my own recordings, but also archival recordings that I've used. And after each short recording, I'll pause and time a minute. And what you need to do is get a pen or paper, or of course type, and just for that minute, write down what you heard. And a couple of points to think about as you do this. Can you describe what you heard? Would be the first one. How does it make you feel? And where does your attention go? Where does it take you? What's the additional comment that you want to add, perhaps? Like, can you see the distinction between hearing and your commentary on it? So I'm going to play the first sound now. Great. And now we're going to have a minute of time for you to reflect on that. What did you hear? Okay, that's been a minute, and I'm going to play the second sound now. What can you hear? And now we'll have a minute just to reflect on that. And I'm now going to play the third and final sound now.
I was hoping that you had listened to it, because I wanted to know what you thought of it, but also to explain how that kind of interview, where the interview, you'll hear it, but she's participating in the interview. There's an interaction, and she's asking questions which are coming from her, and I feel as if I'm much more animated in the way I'm talking than when I'm talking to you. I feel much, and although obviously it did have a chronological component, it wasn't so strictly guided by, or chronology wasn't the very main most main structure, which is what I feel about this.
And maybe I ought to be asking. Yeah, maybe I mean, sort of oral history is about asking very open-ended questions.
Yes.
So that the response is much more yours than, try not to dictate what people say.
Yes, but that means that I am left talking in a sort of vacuum, or that's what it feels more like to me. I'm thinking, well, what is this for? Oh, it's for somebody in the future? Well, I don't know whether they, I don't know what to say to them. I want to say it to you,
And now we've got a minute to note down what did you hear. Great, so that's all three. Now, feel free to have a look over your notes, and I've got a few questions. I wondered firstly what that experience of listening in this quite focused, some ways abstract way was. How did that feel? Did it feel strange? Maybe it felt comfortable, or like you were eavesdropping? I wonder, was there anything particular you noticed? What sort of sounds were you drawn to or didn't you like? What impression did that give you? And then I wonder if you noticed anything about your listening when you compared your listening to the different sounds. How was the quality of your listening on the more abstract compared to those with human voices, for example? So I'd be really interested to know how you found this. If you had comments or questions, do feel free. Otherwise, see you next time. Thanks.